For most of human history, the sky was a domain that operated entirely outside our control. It was a blank, terrifying canvas. Our ancestors lacked the vocabulary for lift-to-drag ratios or avian thermodynamics. When they saw something massive moving through the clouds, they faced a complete vacuum in their understanding of the natural world. How do you explain finding a bird's egg the size of a building, or a wingspan so large it seems to swallow the sun? To bridge the gap between sight and survival, we built the biological mirror. This theory suggests that the mythical birds of ancient folklore are actually highly accurate, just exaggerated, records of real animal behavior. Human imagination functioned as a categorization tool, turning the terror of the natural world into a structured system of myths. The phoenix is the most enduring product of this mirror. It is a creature defined by its obsession with fire, living for centuries before bursting into flames to begin its cycle again. The myth likely stems from a behavior called anting. Many birds stand in smoke or near hot embers to kill feather parasites, using the heat as a biological disinfectant. An observer thousands of years ago saw a colored bird standing inside a cloud of smoke and interpreted a high-temperature hygiene practice as a magical resurrection. The legend tracks the reality of carbon cycling. The old life provides the nutrients for the new one, turning a basic survival tactic into a story about immortality. Moving to the macro predators of India, the myth of Garuda depicts a divine mount locked in an eternal war against the serpent Naga. This cosmic rivalry reflects a specific predator-prey relationship: golden eagles hunting snakes. They strike reptiles from above with surgical precision. Large raptors hunt with a dive speed of over 150 miles per hour and talons that can exert hundreds of pounds of pressure. Mythology translated that lethal efficiency into a divine guardian figure. In North America, the thunderbird was linked to large-scale weather phenomena. Legend says the bird blink-induced lightning and wing-driven thunder. Large scavengers like the California condor have 10-foot wingspans and ride thermal updrafts directly into dark storm fronts. To an observer on the ground, the bird appears to be piloting the storm itself. The physical descriptions of the thunderbird match the skeletal remains of the Teratornis, a prehistoric giant found in the same mountain ranges. The myth preserved the image of these massive predators long after they vanished from the sky. These gods of war and weather were humanity's way of mapping out the apex predators that dominated the world above them. The Persian seamorg is a composite creature with a dog's head and lion claws. It lives in the tree of all seeds, and when it takes flight, it shakes the branches to scatter them across the earth. This is a codified observation of ecological dispersal. It tracks how real birds eat and distribute seeds to sustain the growth of forests. But sometimes observation meets an issue of impossible scale. Middle Eastern folklore describes the roc as a giant capable of carrying off adult elephants. This legend grew from the discovery of massive, unexplained eggs resting in the dirt of Madagascar. These fossils belong to the Apiornis, a 1,000-pound flightless bird. Ancient explorers found the massive shells but couldn't imagine a bird that large staying on the ground, so they invented a flying monster to account for the eggs. The roc proves that humans would rather invent an impossible predator in the sky than accept the terrifying, unexplained paleontology found on the ground. Rebirth, protection, weather control, seed dispersal, and physical scale. Together, these 5 legends map out humanity's core environmental observations. These stories functioned as the first field guides, organizing the behaviors and habitats of local wildlife into a structured system. Our ancestors were performing a forensic audit of the environment, organizing biological data into the structure of myth. To respect the legacy of these ancient legends, we have to preserve the environmental integrity of the birds that inspired them. Without the real-world eagle or condor, the myth loses its biological anchor. These legends show us that myths are a record of ancient science, preserving the early human encounter with a world that was still wild and unexplained.